Hello, hello, hi! Welcome to Bear Bones Kitchen. Cheers! I'm your culinary coach, Harmony. Welcome, Kitchenettes, Kitchen Littles, and Kitchen Nuggets. Allow me to inspire you to create something delicious for yourself, your friends, your family, whatever. We don't judge. All right, tonight, you guys, we're gonna do some biscuits and gravy. I have some sausage. Oh, I have that the wrong way. I have some sausage. Jimmy Dean has a sage sausage, which is really nice, but sage can be a lot. So I have opted to just go with the classic original sausage. We're just gonna obviously hop right in here. We're just doing it right now. So I have my biscuits in the oven. They're already done. Did you know, you guys, when you buy the little pop biscuits, the little pop biscuits, you know, to whack them on the counter biscuits, there's like different instructions now. There's like 2 different kinds of instructions, and I'm very confused by that because usually there's not different instructions. Okay, it's just weird. It's just weird. So if you're separating them, they cook at one temperature. And again, I'm not a baker, you guys. If you are not separating them and you're putting them all together, it's a whole nother temperature. So we just put them together. That's like I'm more than one person. Well, I mean, I might be more than one person, but yeah. So we put them together. That's what we did. Meaning me and my other personalities. Okay, so I have my sausage here. I'm on a medium-high heat, number 8. For those of you that have numbers on your stovetop, I'm just going to pop my sausage in here. I have my O'Brien potatoes over here. The difference between a regular hash brown and an O'Brien is your O'Briens are going to have peppers and onions. That's what makes them O'Brien potatoes, you guys. That's what makes them O'Briens. I love me some O'Brien potatoes. It's the good stuff. How are you all doing this fine evening? You guys, I had a weird, wake up this morning. I had a really weird wake up. So, at 20 minutes to 4, my alarm goes off at 4 o'clock in the morning. I just woke up. I didn't know what day of the week it was. I thought I missed delivering Sarah's food. I thought I was late to work. It was 20 minutes to 4. So I was all kinds of crazy this morning. And then I get to work and it wasn't that great of a day. Just not even that great of a day. But the plus is when I got off of work, I hit almost every single green light, you guys. You ever have days where it's just kind of crap and then the clouds part? That's what I was feeling today. The clouds parted. It was really awesome. I was like, sweet, sweet. Thank you. Sweet. Grateful. Grateful. Okay, I have to rinse my hands off. Yeah, so that made it really nice that on my way home, I got to hit almost every single green light. And the ones I didn't actually hit, I didn't have to sit there for 500 years. So that was really fantastic too. All right, we're just gonna brown up our ground sausage. Woo. Maybe this pan was a little hot. I'm gonna turn it down a little bit. We're gonna go down to 7. We got our ground sausage here. Remember that sausage is already a little salty, so when you're adding your spices, you don't need to add a bunch of salt, if any. If you're not a person that even likes salt in the first place, you don't have to do that. But I am going to add just a little bit because it's kind of in my soul. So not very much. Got some pepper. We're just going to get this all browned up. Gravy is actually pretty easy to make. I mean, when I went to school, and then I have salt-free garlic and herb. This is the Target brand because I don't have any of the Weber's right now. But this is a nice follow-up. This is a nice backup. I keep forgetting to get my weapons. So, yeah. When I went to school, I actually learned that the way my mom made gravy versus the way I make gravy, or the way I learned to make gravy, are two very different things. My mom always busted out like a cup and did a lot of flour and created what is called a slurry. So I don't do a slurry very often anymore. I do a roux. You can create the same effects with a slurry. It just takes a lot more. So if you are trying to create a slurry, you might have a lot of floury flavor in your gravy. If you're creating a roux, you're going to do equal parts flour and butter. And it always gets a little tricky when I'm doing it in the pan because I'm a visual, like if it looks right, then it is right. If you're doing a slurry, it's going to be like a wet, either cornstarch or some other thickening agent, flour, cornstarch, and water. And it's gonna, it's gonna be different. It's gonna be a watered down version of what you actually want. So when you guys are eating like nice rich sauces, it's probably because it's made with a roux. If it's kind of a thin sauce, which sometimes I will do with like a turkey gravy. This is just hauling ass over here. When I do like a turkey gravy, I'll do a slurry because I'll use usually cornstarch. I'm just going to throw in some butter, you guys, because fat is flavor. Fat is flavor. That is what we're doing. And the roux is going to, sorry, I lost my train of thought for a minute. The roux is going to give you a far more rich, thick, awesome build versus a slurry, which is going to be a little bit more watered down. All of that to say that, because I'm rambling tonight. All right, so we have our sausage. It's all browned off. I added some butter. We're going to add some flour now. Again, you want to try to do half and half. When I'm doing it in a pan with ground meat, I'm just going to throw in, I don't know, quarter-ish cup. I just want it to coat everything, and I want it to soak up some of that fat because that's what's going to give us the awesomeness that we require. Let me move that out of the way. I don't know if it's in the way, but we're going to move it out of the way. So we're going to get kind of this little like battered kind of look, right? And I feel like it needs just a little bit more. So we're going to add just a little tiny bit more. I do have to give a nice shout out to all the people following me on YouTube. I did not upload last week's video yet, but I will do that. I don't know how that happened, but I got like 5 new subscribers this last week. So awesome. Love it. Love to see it. Love to be it. All right. We're gonna make our sausage look a little dry, kind of like little chicken bits, even though it's pork. Okay. And then as we do this, we're gonna add some milk. I'm using 2%. Use whatever milk you like, you guys. It's obviously gonna be a little bit different as you're going. As that milk incorporates with your flour, it's going to create that thickness of your gravy. So sometimes you're going to have to add a little bit more. You're going to have to let it cook down. You're going to have to add a little bit more. I actually had to stop and get more milk. So that's a thing. Now that I don't have Zane in the house, I'm like, I don't require milk. I don't drink a lot of milk. But I got this bad boy for like $1.27. Because thanks Safeway for having an app. Not that that's an ad spot or anything, but and you're gonna notice it, and you're gonna be able to tell because as it cooks down and incorporates with the flour and the butter, which is going to create your roux, it's going to thicken up, and you're just going to add Add until it comes out to a nice little gravy. And I'm telling you, I don't have exact measurements, you guys. I look at everything with my eyeballs. I know I've had lots of people that have asked me, like, what's the recipe? What's the recipe? I don't know. I just don't. I don't know. I feel it in my soul. I keep going. I add a little. I take away a little. No, I don't. I don't take away anything. I'm just like, damn it. Damn it. Gotta start from scratch and pivot. So now we're getting this nice gravy. It's still a little thick. We're still cooking down that flour. It just takes a handful of minutes though, which is nice. All right, it's still a little thick for me. A little bit of a thick girl. So we're gonna go in with a little bit of thin and age it. A little bit more milk. And if it makes you feel better, warm up your milk, okay? If you're going from a super hot pan to super cold milk, it's going to bring the temperature down of your whole entire pan, and maybe you don't want that. Maybe you don't. I'm okay with it because we're rocking and reeling right now, so. All right, we're getting there. We're getting there. And then as it comes back up to temp, it's going to cook off some of that flour. So you're going to get maybe like a little skin on the top of your gravy. You can just skim that right off. Skim the scum, you guys. Skim the scum. I do need to taste it though, because I need to know what we're working with. I need to know. We might need a little more of this. And we're going to go in with a little bit of this. Oh, a little bit of this. A little bit of sage here. Again, can be overpowering, so be careful. And I should have done that earlier and I didn't. That's okay. We're going to go in with some more of this little garlic ditty. Woo! So my little youngest boy did his taxes today all by himself, you guys. I feel so weird. I feel so weird with that last one out, you know? Trying to get some of them spices off my spoon. All right, we're getting thick again. We're gonna thin it out a little bit more. Just a little bit. Again, don't know the ratios, you guys. I just don't. I don't have the slightest clue. We're just rocking with it. And feel free to add or subtract or whatever kind of spices you want to use those. Sometimes you just have to be adventurous. But just remember, you can add, but you cannot take away when it comes to your spices. All right, let's see what we got here. What we got? Yeah. I like that. We're just going to cut this heat. And again, we have our biscuits in the oven. We have our grind potatoes over here. We got our gravy. It took a whopping 14 minutes. So you can do that with any ground meat. Or when I was a kid, my mom made shit on a shingle all the time, right? So like chopped up, we actually used lunch meat, and then later in life I learned that there's like an actual chipped beef like thing. I don't even know if it exists anymore because I don't think people eat that anymore. But easy peasy lemon squeezy. That's a little bit of butter, a little bit of flour, a little bit of milk. If you're going to do a different kind of sauce or a different kind of gravy, you don't even have to use milk. You can totally just use broth. vegetable broth, chicken broth, beef broth, whatever works for you. That's it. That's it. It's just easy, you guys. All right. That is what I have for you tonight. Thank you for showing up. Y'all keep showing up. So do I. Keep subscribing to that YouTube channel. Pass it on. Go ahead and pass this bad boy on too if you are on Facebook or anything else. I don't care. Like, whatever. I'm not making money from this. It's just because I like to do it. So, mwah! Thank you and have a lovely evening. See you next week.